everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode. I'm your host, James. Alongside me always, his name is...
I'm Andy.
And we welcome you to join us on this journey as we all become Legend of the Nerds. Afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
How are you today?
A little tired.
A little tired? Why is that?
Well, I got up a couple hours ago with this new job I've got.
I knew that was going to happen.
Work those night shifts. So,
Oh, that was a killer.
So trying to get the body used to sleeping during the day, but it's not
But it
bad.
sounds like you don't want to do that quite yet because you have working all three shifts, right?
Yeah, something like that. I worked a morning shift. Now I'm working some nights. Later in the week, work some afternoons. So
Oh, that's going to be...
it's hectic. It's the drive. I mean, it's about a 45-minute drive. So after you're done working and you're not used to working 11 at night to 7 in the morning, that drive home is a little...
Killer?
Yeah, something like that. You hit the first exit. It's like, oh, I got one more to go. And then you hit the next one. It's like, oh, thank God, only about a couple miles away from home.
As your eyelids are just like, I'm done.
Exactly. I got stuck behind a couple days ago a big towing truck, towing a 18-wheeler.
Oh.
And all you could smell was that heavy diesel. I was stuck behind it.
Oh, that's
And
fantastic.
of course, it starts making you go, oh, a little lightheaded. I'm like, the second I could pass that thing, I went flying by.
Ugh. What else going on besides the job? Anything else? Doing a lot of Pokemon hunting, are you?
No. I was before the job, but you don't have time now.
No?
It's like you work the night part, and you sleep during the day, and then you get up and you're exhausted. You don't want to go out and
No.
do that.
I haven't opened Pokemon Go in a week.
On the bright side, there is a gym right at my work.
Oh.
It's like you step outside and bam, there it is. So I get to work half an hour early, and in the Essex area, because it's near the Essex outlet where the movie theater is
Yep.
and all that, there's one at the movie theater where I work, and then just down the road at the mini golf. So I hit all three of those up in the half an hour before work. So take over those gyms, find some things, then go to work. So I get my fix on a little bit.
Good. So you're still playing actively, kind of.
Exactly. It's actually a nice segue into, I just want to do a little Go Talk.
Sure.
So Gen 3, everyone's excited about it. There is no confirmed date yet, but I'm looking so forward to it so I can get my Mudkip.
Maybe.
I'm excited. A lot of people I talk to are saying they need to get Gen 3 going soon because everyone's caught up.
Do you know what Pokemon needs to do? They need to stop keeping the same Pokemon in the same area.
Yes.
I'm sick of opening it up and seeing Pidgeys everywhere.
Well,
and seeing Rattatas everywhere.
You have like
Show me something different.
you have those regional ones where like in America there's only Tauros, in Australia it's only Kangaskhans, and
Which is fine, but, I mean, if you go to California, there's different Pokemon out there.
yeah.
Instead of bringing out Gen 3, let's take half a year and take all the Pokemon you can find in California, bring them over here, and let's give Pidgeys all to California for a while.
Well, that's what I mean is they need
I would love
to
to, yeah.
rotate
Yeah.
even the regionals.
Yeah.
Because one guy I know who I do some of the Pokemon Go stuff with, he knows someone in Australia, so he sends him his account info so the guy can log in, catch the Kangaskhan for him, and then vice versa. He'll do a Tauros if we can find it up here.
Right.
But they need to just rotate that because
Yeah.
you can't. The only way when trading happens, which is going to happen sooner than later, is you have to have your phones like side by side to trade. Just like
Yeah.
when you had the Game Boys, they had to be like touching
Yeah.
each other. So they need to rotate that. On the other hand, they also introduced. We had the whole Legendary Birds saga. I caught all of them that were out, so I have a Lugia, Zapdos, Moltres, Articuno. They came out with the Legendary Beasts. And I want to mention on here, if any of those people out there are watching that I do Pokemon Go with, they're not called dogs. I hate that. And I might get slapped at by all of them if they're watching.
Dogs?
They call them Legendary Dogs. No offense, but these don't look like dogs to me.
No, they're
In the show and in the games, they're called Legendary Beasts.
Yeah.
That's what they look like. Right now they have Raikou. He's the electric yellow legendary beast out. Looks more like a tiger to me. What's a tiger? A cat.
So it's not like a Dalmatian?
No.
Legendary Dalmatian?
But
Then if you go to Canada, you can get the Legendary Poodle.
there you go. I'm excited because with this, they're in the next 3 months, they're actually rotating the beasts. So next we'll probably get like Entai, which is the fire one, and then Suicune, the water one in
Right.
November or something like that.
Maybe. I mean, I heard those are all one's in Asia, one's in Europe, right?
Yeah, but they are rotating.
Okay.
Ninetech has announced they are rotating it, which is nice. What I hate is all these people that I do it with. They are going out to Burlington constantly to catch them, and so some people have like 20 Raikus.
That's
I'm
insane.
like, what do you need 20 for?
That's insane.
It's like I have 5
Well,
and it's
with the-
enough.
I tried catching legendary stuff. I have no luck at all. Do they come with candy?
Yeah.
So you can up their.
Yeah, some come with candy, some come with hyper potions, some come with golden raspberries.
So like you can just take a Raikou and you can keep giving him candy and making him stronger.
Yeah, but what some people are doing now is because there's the app that tells you if it's a perfect one, if it's got the highest IV and everything. So people are just trying to catch to get a perfect. So they'll throw, which is what you're going to hate, they just throw legendaries away. It's like, but I'm like, Ninetech is actually complaining because people are doing that. They're catching 20, 30 of them. And that's not what a legendary is supposed to be about. A legendary is supposed to be, you only have a few if you're lucky.
Yeah.
So I just go for a couple. That way I have enough I can give you and the missus one when trading happens. Then
Hopefully it works
you
that
don't
way.
even have to go out and get them.
Hey, you can do the work for me. It's fine.
Hey, as long as you want to give me something good in return.
I'll make sure I save
I
enough
want
pigeons
some like
for you.
Dratinis or something like
Yeah,
that.
I wish I had those too.
Which, if you got my message, I caught a Dragonite out in the wild.
I think I did read that on my
I was
phone.
so excited, and it's a crappy Dragonite.
Uh oh.
So, yeah, a little go talk there just for the fans.
Yeah. How's some wrestling news? What do we have in the world of wrestling?
Oh, I got to
Of wrestling.
flip my handy dandy notebook here. If you notice, I went upgraded instead of that little tiny one.
That's right. You did upgrade.
So now I don't have to.
Maybe one day you'd be a big boy and get a laptop.
Now I don't have to crunch everything down. Hey, we don't all make the big bucks like you. Little wrestling news. We got Impact. Can't call it TNA anymore because it's Global Force Wrestling now.
Is it official now?
It is. So
Official.
Jeff Jarrett is back in Impact.
Good.
So, and Impact's never been better. You got rid of Dixie Carter and
Jeff Jarrett
the
was
Smashing Pumpkins guy. I don't even know who his name was.
Billy Corgan.
Yeah, he was horrible. I'm such a fan of wrestling, yet he doesn't know crap.
Well, you have fans and you have people actually know what they're doing.
Yeah, and he didn't. We had because Alberto El Patron had to relinquish the title because of family things back down in Mexico. So they had their 20-man gauntlet
Had to
match.
build the wall.
Oh, they're putting him to work? They had the 20-man battle royal gauntlet thingamabobber match they call. I don't remember. But it was called Battle for the Gold. Eli Drake, I don't know if you know who he is. He won.
Eli Drake. That sounds familiar.
We also had a Matt Sydal versus Bobby Lashley match. Matt Sydal, a.k.a. Evan Bourne from WWE,
Okay.
beat Bobby Lashley. So he can go for any title in the business that he
Evan
wants.
Bourne beat Bobby Lashley.
Yes, he did. Was a great match.
Was Lashley not feeling well that day?
I don't know. I think he rolled him up in a schoolboy or something like that. So yeah. Following that, Matt Sydal then challenges Eli Drake for the world title
Nice.
and came so close. It's his first loss, Matt Sydal, in I was about to say TNA, in Impact. And the only reason is you got you remember your boy. The Masterpiece, Chris Masters from WWE.
Yeah.
Now he's Chris Adonis
Yep.
in TNA. He's tagging with Eli Drake, so he helped Eli Drake get a win by screwing over Matt Sydal. A great match, and it ends badly. Then on the other hand, we had a number one contendership match for the world title, which will be at Victory Road. And you had Loki, if you remember who Loki
Yep.
is, against new up-and-comer Johnny Impact.
I was gonna ask you how Johnny was doing.
Johnny looks amazing.
He always did.
So Johnny picks up the win. So he's the new number one contender. Question is, will he become world champion? He's become a world champion in Lucha Underground and in Mexico's brand AAA, but one of the big ones on TV. Will he get it? I hope so.
Yeah.
So he's a great,
Absolutely.
great talent. On the other hand, down in Mexico during AAA's like WrestleMania thing, Bobby Lashley was in a battle royal match there and got eliminated by another Impact wrestler, Moose. So he's all ticked off that the company isn't showing his talent and skills. And he's come to a decision to leave wrestling for good.
Lashley's leaving.
Lashley, on the last Impact episode, made his decision. He is done with wrestling. He asked for his outright release, and he's doing MMA full-time. So, gimmick
Okay.
or actual fact?
With Lashley, I don't know. He's probably scheduled for an MMA match, probably next year. What I've heard about MMA is that it takes about 6 months of training for that match. So he probably in about 6 months he's got an MMA match, and then he's gonna probably go head of WWE maybe.
That was my wonder, because the whole gimmick with his outright release, there's been a lot of speculation and talk of Bobby Lashley returning to WWE and facing Brock Lesnar. Two MMA guys going up again at WrestleMania kind of thing. So we'll see. If he does, hopefully he's like Goldberg and beats him in 10 seconds.
Right.
So, moving on to Monday Night Raw. We had I told you Jeff Hardy became the #1 contender for Miz's IC title.
Yes, I actually had heard
They
about
had
this.
their match, which was phenomenal. Unfortunately, Miz Troz gets involved, and Jeff loses the match. Where this goes for Jeff, Miz, if they're having a rivalry, who knows? And then you have the big thing with Cena challenging Roman Reigns. The last 3 weeks, we've had Cena-Roman promos, and they've been amazing.
I've heard this gimmick between these two guys has been awesome.
It's funny because it reminds me of like Rock Cena kind of thing.
Yep.
Being the fact Roman Reigns is The Rock's cousin. Cena, it reminds he's bringing back lately a lot of his old school gimmicks or promos. I mean, last week it was the best thing because they're going back and forth, and Roman brings up something about I forget what he said, but he basically said, being the fact The Rock's his cousin, that he could use The Rock as an example kind of thing. He's like, let me just go ask someone that I personally know kind of thing. You have to go back and watch it because it's more funny than how I'm portraying it right now because I just can't remember it. But it was great. I was laughing so hard when Roman's basically bringing up The Rock because Rock and Cena have this huge rivalry going on. But I can't wait because at No Mercy, when this match happens, two guys that I really enjoy watching that are in my faves, it's going to be the main event. It's not going to be the world title because...
Well, hopefully Roman does good. I like Roman as a wrestler. He is a good wrestler. But what I've noticed with him, when it comes to that big match, he always blotches it. Every time.
It's weird, too, because Cena's getting cheered while Roman's getting booed.
Yeah.
So, and usually Cena's the one getting booed.
Right. So I'm hoping he gets over that stage nervousness of being the main event in a show like that and doesn't blotch this for Cena, you know?
You would have loved it in the first promo because Cena and Roman brought up the whole point about Cena turning heel. And it makes me wonder if Cena loses, if this is the heel turn. I don't know. So
Maybe. I don't know, yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough to say. When's that, Sunday?
this Sunday is No Mercy, yes. Speaking of No Mercy, there's a couple other matches. Quickly, we'll go through. There's a Fatal 4-Way for the women's title. So we know at the last pay-per-view, Sasha Banks beat Alexa Bliss to become a 4-time women's champion in less than a year. Yeah, won't say much about that. I didn't realize till Alexa brought this up, she had a rematch the following Monday or a week after, and Alexa beats Sasha. So the title literally changed hands within a week. Oh. And Alexa brought up Sasha Banks has never successfully defended her title. Every time she has next a title match after she wins, she always loses it.
That true?
Yes.
Wow.
That's why, remember when Charlotte and Sasha were having that huge rivalry during last summer, and the title kept changing hands back and forth, because Sasha loses it her first title defense.
So Sasha's never made it over a month as champion.
Nope.
Wow.
So Sasha gets her rematch now at No Mercy, and Emma and Nia Jax were complaining that they haven't been in world title matches. So Kurt said, if you can beat Alexa and Sasha in a tag team match, we'll add you. Well, they beat them, so now it's a fatal 4-way. Emma versus Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss.
Let it be an elimination match.
Nope, so far it's just a regular.
Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
So I feel like it's going to be a crappy match anyways, so...
Who's winning? We already know who's winning. Who's winning?
I say Nia Jax.
You think Nia Jax gonna win?
Yep.
You make it shocking? I don't think it's gonna be a shocker match.
No?
No.
No, you want to know what's going to happen? How about this? Speaking of the women wrestlers, Alexa Bliss will hold on to the title, and it was just announced, because I told you Asuka is leaving NXT. She relinquished her title, and she's going to either SmackDown or Raw. It was announced last week she is going to Raw. So I can see Alexa winning and Asuka showing up at the pay-per-view and choking her out or something.
Okay.
So, could be that. The other match is Braun Strowman is now the #1 contender to face Brock Lesnar.
Why are we pushing this guy?
Because the fans love him.
I don't have a real big issue with it. It's just weird how he came out of nowhere and then all of a sudden, let's just push Strowman.
It's because of what we saw at the last pay-per-view at SummerSlam where he demolished Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And literally the last 3 weeks, he has done nothing but embarrass Brock. It is the funniest thing I have watched in a while. Brock last week suplexed Braun Strowman. He German suplexes him. Mm-hmm. As he throws him and Braun hits on the back of his shoulders, he does like a back roll and stands right up. And Brock's in the corner laughing and da-da-da-da-da. I just suplexed you to Suplex City. Turns around and face Braun standing right in front of him. Brock's face is just white like he just saw a ghost. And then Braun just power slams him, power slams him, power slams him. I'm like, he has done nothing but embarrass Brock Lesnar. But Samoa Joe did that. And then Brock beat him at the pay-per-view. Yeah. Is that what we're going to see? Or is Braun finally going to win the title?
I think the title needs to get changed.
Yep.
I'm sick of seeing Lesnar sit there with his title and we never see him. Yep. He doesn't do anything. You know, it's kind of killing the name of the championship.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Exactly.
And that's why I enjoyed The Miz as the champion when he was. It's just he's always out there, entertaining or not. He's out there. We see him with the belt. Mm-hmm. You know, love Miz, hate Miz. I don't really care. I'm a Miz fan. I'll always be a Misfit.
Yep.
That's why I enjoy guys who take their title and they're passionate about it. You know, and we don't see that with Lesnar at all.
Nice segue actually into the Miz. You remind me. It was Miz announced. Also, I let you know about this. Don't know if you got it. Him and Maurice are expecting their first child.
Yeah, so, I read that a while ago.
Congrats, Miz and Maurice, on their first child. Couple other things. Big Show had a match against Braun in a steel cage.
Big Show's still wrestling?
Yeah.
Why?
Might not be anymore now. Braun power slammed him through the cage wall, and it was told that Big Show has to get hip surgery. So we'll see how that goes. Finally, we had your boy Enzo Amore won a fatal 5-way match on 205 Live to become the #1 contender for Neville's.
A fatal 5-way?
Yep. To become the #1 contender for the Cruiserweight title at No Mercy.
Everybody's like grasping at matches, aren't they?
The only thing people are complaining about this match is that Enzo isn't a true Cruiserweight because he doesn't fly around like all the others. He just uses ground moves and like Ric Flair tactics, poking you in the eye and stuff like that.
Do people know what cruiserweight means? It's not flying around the air. It's your weight that makes you a cruiserweight.
It's not. It's just not fans.
Or a heavy weight.
It's just not fans complaining. It's also actual cruiserweights in the division complaining about it.
That's because Enzo's going to kill them.
We'll see. Quickly, SmackDown. Shane was suspended for attacking Kevin Owens. Mr. McMahon came out the next week on SmackDown in Vegas. Said that Shane will be reinstated and that he's going to have a match against Kevin Owens at Hell in a Cell. In a Hell in a Cell match. I cannot wait for this match.
This is really a good idea.
What, Shane in the match again? Think he's going to jump off the cage again?
He always does.
We'll see.
He was like
Shane
Jeff
has
Hardy.
had 3 matches and 2 of them are in Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. You know, Shane sees a high place to jump. He just goes there.
We'll see. It was funny because Kevin Owens asks, okay, but I will not, you have to make me a promise, Vince, that if I attack a McMahon and beat them to a bloody pulp, I will not get in trouble. Vince promises him that. What's Kevin Owens do? He attacks Vince McMahon. You just told me if I attack a McMahon, and he just demolished Vince. You also have Shinsuke Nakamura had a number one contenders match against Randy Orton for the world title. I mentioned Shinsuke versus Cena for number one contender was an epic match.
Yep.
This was just as good. It's like a 30-minute match. It was great. Shinsuke pulls out the victory, gets another shot at Jinder. Hopefully beats Jinder because I'm sick and tired of Jinder. And we had New Day versus the Usos in a street fight for the world tag titles.
Wow. Another match between those two teams?
Usos won. It was actually a great street fight match.
They're always good matches. It's just,
And the thing is, Xavier did not show up, so it was an even 2-on-2.
Okay.
So it was a great tag team match. Ellsworth is now Carmella's pet dog. She pulls him around with a collar.
Wasn't he always?
I know. And you have Corey Graves is now the broadcast announcer on both Raw and SmackDown for you. JBL has left WWE.
Really?
Yes. He is too busy with his charity work that he does, so he's decided to leave broadcasting, but he'll still do on the side charity work for WWE and everything like that. So, yeah. And the glorious one, let's just finish with that, is having the time of his life on SmackDown. I have never seen Bobby Roode smile so much during matches. And I'm loving it.
What's his rivalry against?
Right now, he's just going through the locker room.
Oh, really?
Taking people out.
Oh, good. Good for him.
So I just love the Glorious One music and everything. So, yeah.
I have a rumor I read online. See what you think about this. Daniel Bryan's taking bumps again?
Ooh, I haven't heard anything.
No? I read an article. It was a very short and sweet article that he is in-ring training and taking bumps again. His personal doctor said that he can wrestle again.
I could see it probably maybe a match once a year kind of thing, like Triple H does.
Well, I mean, his personal doctor cleared him to wrestle, like, full-time. So, I'm not sure where it's going to go.
I highly doubt it because now that he's the family man kind of thing, he's got a kid, doesn't want to risk anything. He's got a good job right now that he's doing
Right.
as GM.
But, do we want to see Daniel Bryan back in the ring?
I don't need to see it.
Yeah?
So, one last thing also.
All right.
Shelton Benjamin tagging with Chad Gable.
How's he doing? I forgot about that.
They're doing amazing.
Yeah?
And they actually just beat the Hype Bros, Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley. And Mojo shakes their hand and Zack snubs them. So we could be seeing your boy Zack Ryder go to a heel turn. I don't think it's going to work out because Zack Ryder is, to me, a face and a face only.
Well, we've seen this before, Andy, where we think a wrestler is good at doing what he's doing. Mm-hmm. But this could be a game changer for him. If he turns heel and he actually turns out to be a really good heel, his level could be from here up to here.
Maybe tag with Dolph Ziggler because Dolph's a heel.
I mean, who knows? Who knows what this could do? If he turns heel, he could be really good at it.
We'll
and
see.
it could make his career pop up a little bit.
We'll see. But enough wrestling talk because we've done a lot of it.
We did. That was a long segment.
So, yeah.
Let's move on to this, Andy. I finally watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4.
About time.
I finally watched it. What did I watch?
It's hard to say.
This is what I watched. I watched 8 episodes of Ghost Rider.
Yep.
And then Age of Ultron 2.0. That's what I watched. Why am I watching this?
Because it's a Marvel product.
It's a Marvel product. But if they're going to hype up Ghost Rider that much, why only 8 episodes? Out of a 25-episode season.
Hard to say. Well, I mean, they also say because Ghost Rider costs a lot in the budget to do that. I don't know. I want to see Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. more interact with the movies again like they did in the first season or two.
They do mention it once in a while, but, you know.
Are you saying you think we're going to see the end of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. coming up?
I do. I really do.
I think we're going to see some interaction with the Inhumans, being the fact they come out around the same time on TV.
I mean, honestly, we need to see Coulson back in the movies.
I think it's going to happen.
With the Avengers.
I think it's going to happen in Infinity Wars.
Because right now, if I remember right now in the timeline, all the Avengers still think Coulson's dead.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I just don't understand how all of this is happening.
The only one.
But Black Widow, with her hacking skills, hasn't found out that Coulson's still alive
Yeah.
and running S.H.I.E.L.D.
The only ones that know Coulson's alive are Agent Hill
Yep.
and
And Fury.
well, Fury, yeah, obviously, and Sif, Thor's
Yeah.
companion. And she even asked, "Do you want me to tell Thor?" And Coulson said no.
Right.
So I want to say it's going to happen in Infinity Wars. That would be the place to bring it back.
How cool would that be? Seeing
And you have because this is what I'm thinking. If you interact the Inhumans with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I think will happen, and then you have maybe Quake and Black Bolt going up against Thanos somehow, that would be awesome.
it would be nice.
So
I don't know. I'm
Let-
not sure if I was a big fan of.
let's just
season
mention.
4.
Let's mention. You told me this. This is the monkey in the room. Johnny Storm. Oh, not Johnny Storm. Johnny Blaze. Johnny Blaze.
Yes.
Showing
Everyone
up.
had a huge hype about Ghost Rider showing up. I was like, okay. But then I see a motorcycle coming, and then Johnny Blaze is there. I'm like losing my crap on my couch. And I'm like, nobody mentioned this
Yep.
at all.
Yep.
I mean, that was a showstopper of the entire season,
Mm-hmm.
with Johnny Blaze showing up and no one said anything.
True. Let's mention too. They mentioned actor Nick Blood is returning to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He played Lance Hunter.
And this is what's going to happen. Shield here without blood. Shield here with blood.
He brings the
That's
comedy.
what's
He
gonna
brings the
happen.
comedy to
Exactly
the show.
right. He's amazing.
His love interest, Adrienne Palicki, she is known as Bobby on the show. It's up in the air whether she's coming back. I could see it maybe in an episode or two, like in a flashback. But she has a starring role in Fox's new show, The Orville.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's going to be anything too big.
Yeah, I mean, she could technically do both shows.
I hope so, because I loved when they were
Because,
both
I mean,
on the show.
If you think about it, Orville's playing right now. So shooting is wrapped up.
Yes.
Shooting is being shot right now for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So she is on that schedule where she would be very busy, but she could technically work both shows.
Speaking of The Orville, I watched episode 1, haven't watched episode
How
2
was
yet.
it?
Not as great as I thought it would be.
No?
It was funny.
Was it like I heard the mix between Star Trek and Star Quest? Is it Star Quest? The Tim Allen one.
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it had its funny moments, but it wasn't like, oh my god, the season premiere and it was something amazing.
Right.
So, I like it. I'm still recording it.
Okay.
So I guess that's a plus.
I gotta find a way to watch it. Yeah, it looks
So,
really good.
Other TV talk, unless you want to stick with anything you had left in Avengers.
No, keep going.
Let's talk Hawkeye, for instance. All these people talking about Avengers 4, and like you asked me, have I seen Avengers 3 yet?
Yeah.
No.
All this talk about Avengers 4, Avengers 3 needs to come out first.
I know.
We
Everyone's
need
talking
to
about who's
have a
going to...
hype about Avengers 3 first.
Everyone's talking about Iron Man getting almost beaten to death by Thanos, who's going to die, and the newest one is Hawkeye's new identity, them changing him to his Japanese ninja suit,
Yeah.
where he goes as the alter ego Ronin. We'll see. I think they said they were filming in Japan for Avengers 4, so that's where everyone's getting the whole Ronin thing.
I got a feeling people are mistaking Captain America 3 for Avengers 3. You know?
Oh, okay.
That's why I think the mix-up is coming, because, I mean, technically, Civil War wasn't Avengers 3.
No, it wasn't.
That was Captain America 3.
The reason it says Captain America on the
So,
front.
all these internet sites need to listen up. Let's have hype on Avengers 3 first,
Yes.
because I have no idea what's going on in that movie yet.
I did mention with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Inhumans, it did come out in the theaters, the little movie.
It
But
flopped.
the series, the television series, comes out September 29th on ABC.
Yeah.
So I'm actually excited to watch that.
Flopped hugely.
Yeah, but I still want to see it. Last for me on TV talk is, and I have no problem in not even talking about it, but it's something big to talk about. Jared Leto, aka the Joker from Suicide Squad, confirms a Joker. DC is making a Joker Origins movie and a Joker Harley Quinn spin-off. On the hype scale, from a 1 to 10, I am at a 1.
I'm at, Jared Leto, why don't you read some comic books? I think that's where it needs to be at.
I thought one of the worst Jokers.
His vision of the Joker was terrible. And there shouldn't be a Harley Quinn and Joker movie. Mm-hmm. If anything, we should see a Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy movie. Because that would be a lot better.
We saw it in that the Batman Harley Quinn animation we just watched.
Yeah.
Which, if you haven't watched, go see it. It was amazing.
Really good.
Yeah.
But I think that'd
Doesn't
be way
do
more
anything.
entertaining.
This is why I hate DC live action. It's just out of order.
freaking terrible.
The timeline's out of order, and I mention all the time Marvel live action is better because everything in Marvel is in chronological order when it comes out.
Here's the worst part, Andy, is that I'm more of a DC fan than I am a Marvel fan.
Yep.
But Marvel is killing it at live action, and DC is just nothing but a letdown. Mm-hmm. I can't stand it.
I'm good for TV talk. If you have anything else you'd like to add.
Oh, we do. We are open for business with the Flareverse.
Ooh. Yeah, about 2 weeks to go.
It was closed, but it's now open. I'm all caught up with Supergirl, Season 2.
Yes.
You've been asking me for weeks about this question. Who's in the spaceship at the end of Season 2 of Supergirl?
Yes, they take a flashback to Krypton before it explodes. You see Clark and Kara's pods get shot off.
There's only one other person it could possibly be. It's Zod. The quick introduction of him being in the middle of the show, of the last season,
Yep.
last episode.
Where they're messing with Superman's mind and
Yep.
he sees Zod.
Yeah. The only reason it has to be Zod.
You don't think Brainiac, because they brought up the
No.
Brainiac clan in season 1.
Right. No, it's definitely Zod.
We'll see. It's gonna. Hopefully they start right up on episode 1, how it ended.
Oh, you know what's going to happen? Season 2, began? The same way Season 3 is going to begin. The show's going to land, and that's what we're going to find out.
Because my whole reason with the whole Brainiac thing is just because in the Supergirl comics, when Mon-El's pod at the end gets shot back up into space and he goes into the black hole, it's actually Brainiac that sucks him back out of the black hole and brings him back to Earth.
I'll watch the ending scene to that the season again.
Yep.
But I didn't see any Brainiac references at all in that room.
Okay. We'll see.
So, my guess it's Zod.
We will see in a couple weeks.
We will see in a couple of weeks.
So.
Flash got some images of Barry
You did, I haven't, so.
coming out of the Speed Force. Looks like he's in a coma. Full face hair.
Okay.
So, something happened with him. But he is clearly out of the Speed Force. Hopefully, not in the first episode.
Hopefully not.
I want to see some
I don't mind him
Kid Flash whoop some butt in Central City first.
I would not mind seeing Barry Allen not until like the mid-season premiere.
Give me like 3 to 5 episodes of Kid Flash first.
It won't surprise me if we don't see him in the first couple episodes because a lot of fans complained how the Flashpoint episode was only 1 episode and they wanted it to be like at least a couple.
Yeah, it was short.
So, yeah, Flareverse.
Yeah, we already talked about Arrow. Nothing new for that. And Legends Tomorrow. I'm excited about Season 3, but nothing new
You know what's
quite
funny?
yet.
You know what's funny is that you complained about this show when it was first announced, and that it was
I didn't know where it was going to go.
that it was
going
gonna flop,
But
and
then
now-
I'm like, wow, they got me. And that is how you know it's a good show.
Is that what we're gonna see with Black Bolt? Not Black Lightning.
Oh, no, that's going to be a flop, dude.
Okay,
That's
just
a
making
flop.
sure. Just making sure.
That's going to be a flop. I will eat my words on the show if it actually is any good, but
Okay.
I don't know. Legends Tomorrow, that's good writing. That's some good writing out there.
Like, hey, I was right, you were wrong. Moving on, we got I think one more thing before the main
box
event.
office heroes, Andy.
Yes. So I am going number 3, Hitman's Bodyguard. I think it was so good, it probably still made the top 3.
Okay.
Number 2, American Assassin. Michael Keaton is starting to come back into the movies.
It's good, right?
So, and number 1 has to be it.
Has to be, right? What else?
to be.
What else could it be? Well, number 3, at 7.5 million, Jennifer Lawrence, Mother.
I wanted to put Mother, but I'm like, I don't know. It's only been out for a couple days. But Jennifer Lawrence, I mean, what can you say? So let me just write mother so
Back to
I
acting
know.
school. At 14 million, American Assassin.
Check for me.
Are you ready for this jump? From 14 million
It's it.
to $60 million.
It's it.
It.
Yeah, so many people have been hyping this movie
Yeah.
and are saying it's amazing. I mean, it's a Stephen King movie. It was.
Yeah.
It's a remake of the 1980 something movie of it.
Right.
So
Well, today's main event is fall movies.
yes,
When we do fall movies or summer movies or winter movies or whatever movie we're doing, I like to bring up during the box office heroes the top 5 grossing movies year to date.
okay.
So I like to keep up with all of our numbers. How are we doing? You know? So number 5, at 260 million, we have Despicable Me 3.
What a shock.
What a shock, right? 330 million, Homecoming, Spider-Man. Nice, right?
It had to have been in the top 5.
Number 3,
I'm surprised it's not higher.
390 million, Guardians of the Galaxy 2,
Those two movies I would have thought were 1 and 2.
right? You're gonna tell me 2 and 1 right now. What do you think?
Fast and Furious 8 is number 1.
What do you think number 2 is?
Wonder Woman.
You ready? Number 2 is Wonder Woman, 410. Beauty and the Beast.
I
still
totally forgot that was
sits
out.
at number 1.
Totally forgot about that.
$504 million.
You know, I called this last year on the Nerdy Awards. Most anticipated movie of 2017. Beauty and the Beast did not get it. It was Fast and Furious 8. And I said Beauty and the Beast was going to be probably the number 1 movie in America in 2017. And so far it is.
Ready? Now, if you look at worldwide, you've been right. If I remember right, my number's right. Worldwide numbers, Fast and Furious 8 is number 1. At like over $1.2 billion, something like that.
And it was, we'll talk about this on the next episode. It was good, but I don't think it was better than Fast 7.
Right.
So,
I mean, I enjoyed Fast 8 anyways. It was
yep.
good.
If you and the missus haven't seen Beauty and the Beast yet, figure out how to watch it.
Yeah.
It was probably, out of all the live action movies Disney has made, the best one so far.
Until Aladdin comes out, hopefully, right?
Yeah. But I mean, Jungle Book was amazing too.
Jungle Book was really good.
It's getting better. The smaller ones, like Pete's Dragon, was horrible. I didn't like that. And I loved the original. Cinderella was okay. But Jungle Book and then Beauty and the Beast, mind blowing.
Right.
So,
All right, Eddie, main event time.
main events.
Fall movies, September, October, November.
Yes.
Today is the 18th of September. I'm gonna stay at the 15th because I want people to know what my movies were from the 15th on.
Yep.
All right. What do you have for anything? What's your first date you're gonna do?
Well, I did right in the beginning of September, and when
Good.
when people are watching this yet, they might have seen these, but some might not even know they were in theaters.
Right.
September 1st, we had a re-release of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Some people might enjoy watching it.
A re-release.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, It on September 8th.
Yep.
Reese Witherspoon and Michael Sheen's movie Home Again looked pretty funny.
Okay.
It's a romantic comedy. She splits from her husband, then invites 3 men to live with her, and she's having feelings for all 3, plus her ex-husband comes back. And
Oh, that sounds like
So-
fun.
then, of course, we had Mother on the 15th with Jennifer Lawrence, Michelle Pfeiffer, Ed Harris. It's a thriller. And you have American Assassin with Michael Keaton and Dylan O'Brien. Basically, it's a full-on action movie. Got CIA Black Ops, recently trained by a Cold War veteran. He investigates random attacks on military and civilian targets.
Yeah. The only time 15th is American Assassin. It looked really good. Mm-hmm. I like counterterrorism movies. You know.
Yeah.
They're interesting.
A lot of action in this.
Yeah.
The biggest thing, like I said, to come out of this was, for me, Michael Keaton is Michael Keaton is reminding me of, what's his name from King Kong. He was also in the Cloverfield sequel.
John Goodman.
John Goodman, yeah. All of a sudden, John Goodman came back out of nowheres. Michael Keaton's now doing that. Spider-Man, American Assassin.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind it, stuff like that. I'm hoping Nicolas Cage is next, because I was a huge Nicolas Cage fan in the 90s. So, anything else?
Not on the 15th.
I have the 22nd, probably the
Me too.
best movie to ever watch.
I only have one movie on the 22nd because the only one I want to watch.
We must be talking the same. Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
You got that right, brother.
They've added to this Julianne Moore. She's going to play the villain. Halle Berry, Jeff Bridges, and your boy Channing Tatum.
But let's not forget about probably the greatest actor in this movie, Mr. Mark Strong. I love that guy.
You know, I don't think I have it up here. It's in my eyes in my top 10 favorite movies to watch.
It's a real good movie.
It's not going to be as good as the first one. Second movies never, I think, are.
They never are.
So, but doesn't mean I still don't want to go watch it.
Exactly.
So, Kingsman: The Golden Circle, I cannot wait. It's funny because you have in England they're called the Kingsmen. When they go to America, Channing Tatum says we're called the Statesmen. So
Statesman.
we'll see. Other movies for you if you're interested. The kids are gonna love the Lego Ninjago movie.
Yes. Starring Jackie Chan. Right?
Jackie Chan and Dave Franco.
Dave Franco's in it.
Yes,
That
he
is
voices
great.
it. And then there's a movie called Stronger, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. It's the story about
kidding.
Jeff Braveman. He's a guy who survived the Boston Marathon bombings,
Oh.
and his story about basically being a role model and stuff like that. So
Basically, American tragedy with making money off that.
I have the 29th,
Yep. I have one movie
a
for the 29th.
remake of Flatliners.
That's right. I forgot all about that.
Yes. It actually looks very good. And Kiefer Sutherland, who starred in the first one, has a cameo role in it.
Fantastic.
So there's another one. Kiefer coming back out of nowhere. He's doing some more of 24 Legacy, and now he's in this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you enjoyed the first Flatliners, go see the second. What did you have on the 29th?
I have American Made. New Tom Cruise movie.
Oh, yeah, I have it written down. I didn't even notice it. Yeah, you want to...
Apart Land worked for the CIA as a drug runner in the South during the 1980s.
Yeah, true story.
Yeah.
This reminds me, if you haven't seen the movie War Dogs,
Yep.
this reminds me of the same thing when they're trading weapons and selling weapons back and forth. It looked hilarious. Tom Cruise, what can you say? The guy just keeps making movie after movie after movie. Is he making too many, though? Is he going to be like The Rock all of a sudden, where he's making too many and they may be crap?
Compare Tom Cruise to The Rock? No, dude. No. Rock can't touch Tom
I mean, I haven't
Cruise.
heard anything about The Mummy, so I'm wondering if that flopped.
That's because it did flop.
So,
But that's okay, though. I mean, I'm a huge Tom Cruise fan, as you know, and I will always see all of his movies.
as one of the Francos, the not
You have either James or Dave, so pick one.
James Franco, yeah, as they made mention in This Is the End, for every 3 movies he makes 2 crappy and 1 good. So is that Tom Cruise?
No. No.
Can't keep making Mission Impossibles.
Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can.
So
Nothing wrong with that.
I have nothing else for September.
I do not either.
In October,
I have 2 movies for October. That's it.
oh, I got a lot.
Good.
This one does not have a release date in October yet, but it makes sense to come out in October. It's the Leatherface movie. It's the prequel to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It tells about how Leatherface became Leatherface. Basically a little...
An origin story.
Yeah, basically it says 4 teens kidnap a nurse. They're pursued by a lawman. One teen descends to tragedy that ends up destroying his life. So it must be one of those, that teen becomes Leatherface, is my guess. So I'm tired of Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. It's like Halloween movies or Friday the 13th
Oh,
movies.
I don't pay attention to them anymore.
But a prequel into the backstory of just Leatherface, how he became Leatherface, is pretty intriguing.
Could be.
On the 6th, I have The Mountain Between Us. I watched this trailer, and it looked phenomenal.
Mountain Between Us. Who's in that?
It stars Idris Elba and Kate Winslet. A plane crashes in the mountains, and they must survive the elements to get back home. So they're literally stuck on a mountain somewhere.
It's almost like Alive.
Yeah. So they're stuck way up on the mountain with the snow and the wolves and all that, and there's no reception anywhere. The pilot's dead. The airport doesn't even know they took off because they paid a pilot to get them somewhere quick. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't watched the trailer, watch it. It looked really good. I have Blade on the 6th, also Blade Runner 2049.
Yep, me too.
Is that what you had?
Yep.
Well, because I have a bunch, why don't you go ahead and talk about Blade Runner?
Young Blade Runner's discovery of a long-buried secret lands him on a quest to track down former Blade Runner Rick Deckard, who's been missing for 30 years.
Yes,
Starring Ryan Gosling.
and Harrison Ford
Ryan Gosling.
and your boy Dave Bautista.
Ugh.
I haven't watched the first Blade Runner because this is a sequel to it.
It has been a long time since I've seen...
30 years.
It's been a long time since I've seen
That's
Blade
exactly
Runner.
why it's set 30 years after the first film.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've never seen the first one.
You should definitely check it out. If I remember right, it was actually a pretty interesting sci-fi movie.
And is Harrison Ford starring in the first one too?
Yeah.
Just a young Harrison Ford?
Yep.
Okay, so it's a Han Solo Harrison Ford.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the sequel looks pretty good, but I definitely, if I haven't watched the first one, I need to watch that before I watch the second.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out.
I'm surprised you don't have this because we joke about it all the time because I think you're a brony. Do you know what a brony
Oh,
is?
I didn't bring it up because last time I brought this up, you flipped a wig. So I was like,
Because
you know what? I'm not going to bring this up because Andy's going to sit there and have a hissy fit about it.
Because it's stupid. What grown man collects My Little Ponies? But unfortunately, the kids are going to want to see it. October 6th, the My Little Pony movie comes out.
Yes, and I'm sure it's going to be awesome.
The only thing I love about My Little Ponies is my cousin's oldest daughter, but she's only like 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
But a couple years ago, I remember we're at a family reunion or something, and I had My Little Ponies on my phone, and she flipped out going, "Ponies, ponies!" And that's the only reason I thought it was funny. I mean, your youngest daughter is a fan of My Little Ponies.
Cheyenne is too.
Okay, I didn't know. So,
Yes.
so there you go. I know you're a brony.
I'm glad you brought it up. I was going to, but I didn't want to.
Well, I mean, if you want to add anything and be my guest, I'd love to hear from the Peanut Gallery.
We're good.
Okay, October 6th, I have Happy Death Day. What a title for a movie.
Happy Death Day.
It's a movie about a college student who keeps reliving her murder over and over and has to find out who the killer is. Reminds me of it's a horror Groundhog's Day.
Who stars in it?
Nobody important, because I don't have who does.
Okay.
But it's a horror Groundhog's Day movie, basically.
Fair
So
enough.
if you love repeating of a movie scenes and horror, there you go.
It's almost like 13 Reasons.
Never
On
heard of it.
Netflix.
Never heard of it.
No?
Nope. I also have The Foreigner. I cannot believe you don't have this one. This stars Pierce Brosnan and Jackie Chan. It's an action thriller.
You're absolutely right. I apologize. When I wrote this, it was like at midnight, and I missed a lot.
So basically, Jackie's daughter gets killed, and he goes on a manhunt to find the killer. And Pierce Brosnan, I think, is the detective, and
CIA detective.
he's trying to stop him from doing something wrong.
It's so good, too.
Yep. I have Marshall, which is a true story. It stars Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, Josh Gad, Kate Hudson.
What movie is this?
It's called Marshall. It's basically a true story about this lawyer who becomes a Supreme Court justice and some of the trials and tribulations back in, I think, the 60s with the African American movement and stuff like that in courts. But, I mean, you got Chadwick Boseman, Josh Gad, and Kate Hudson. It's got a good lineup.
Josh Gad's awesome.
Yeah, and this is a serious role, not a comedy for him. So, moving on to the 20th, I have Geostorm. I can't believe you didn't have this one either. I've seen it on TV.
Well, we just got to the 20th.
Well, I thought you said you only had one in October.
I do in October.
Oh, okay. Did you have Geostorm?
Of course I had Geostorm.
I'll give you Geostorm.
No, keep going now, buddy. Apparently you have it all. So go ahead.
Go Geostorm, because I have all these. I gotta have you talk. I can't do all the work here.
I have Geostorm now because I
Why
love
I get
sci-fi
paid?
movies.
This is why I get paid the not so big bucks.
I love sci-fi movies, and I love Gerald Butler. So that's why I wrote it down. When the network of satellites designed to control the globe climate starts to attack Earth, it's a race against the clock to uncover the real threat before the worldwide geostorm wipes out everything and everyone on Earth.
Yes, this is for those people like my parents who love the end of the world kind of movies, or
Love them.
when disaster things happen. Like, say we just watched San Andreas again this past
you?
weekend, so a great movie.
I'm sure your parents seen this, I'm sure you too, but 2017 was amazing. John
You mean
Cusack
2012?
was 20. Yeah,
We're in 2017
2017.
now, so
The 2012. John
Yes.
Cusack.
that was when
Awesome
the world
movie.
was supposed to come to an end, the
Yeah.
Mayan calendar. Yeah, I mean, basically, the worlds have come together and built a satellite that stops global disasters like floods and hurricanes and all that. And somebody's controlling it and making disasters actually happen instead of taking them away. And Gerard Butler, who I haven't seen in a while, finally gets a starring role.
Finally, right?
Yeah. I have on the 20th also The Snowman. It's based off a bestseller. Stars Michael Fassbender, and he is a detective that must investigate the disappearance of a woman. Fears a serial killer is active again. So it's one of those detective movies trying to figure out serial killers. A lot of people like those. Basically, like the Zodiac Killer.
Right, yeah.
So-
That was a good movie.
Yep.
20th, new Daniel Radcliffe movie. I'm looking up right now.
Okay.
It's called The Jungle.
I probably saw it, but I didn't think it was anything that great.
I'm not sure if if you've been keeping up with Daniel Radcliffe. and
Never,
his-
not since
and
Harry
his
Potter.
Crazy independent movie stuff. But he always does a movie in the wilderness, and he plays some sort of like crazy guy. Like a movie came out a couple years ago called The Jackknife, where he washes up on shore, and he cannot move, but there's already a dude stuck on his island, and he uses Daniel Radcliffe's body as a jackknife. He like builds him like a hut with his hand and stuff like that. It's what Daniel Radcliffe been doing. Just a lot of crazy independent films.
I know you're a huge fan of Daniel Radcliffe, and you think he's done amazing things
He's
ever,
so funny.
ever since Harry Potter. But I personally feel like Emma Watson has had the better career since Harry Potter than Daniel.
I'm not disagreeing you with that. I mean, even Rupert Grint has had a little better career.
I haven't seen him in anything since Harry
He
Potter.
does a lot of indie films too.
I didn't even know he was still going.
Yeah, he's done a lot of cool stuff too.
Well, they're British. They love their independent stuff.
I love their independent stuff.
I hate
so entertaining. You should try them out one day.
I also have, I don't know why I put this, same reason probably why I put
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony, just
'Cause
because
you're a fan.
Just because people like watching stupid stuff. Another Tyler Perry movie, Boo 2.
The
Whoop-de-doo.
first one's a flop. The reviews on the
Every Tyler Perry movie is a flop.
I agree with that, but Medea Boo, the first one,
Yes.
that reviews on that movie was the worst out of any Tyler Perry movie.
Because Tyler Perry's the worst. I don't care if he's watching.
Tyler Perry is a really good serious role actor.
No, he's not.
He is. He is. I've seen one movie that he did a serious role in, and he was amazing.
I've seen nothing where he's done a serious role. So.
I'm gonna try and remember it. I'm gonna try and bring it up quickly. You keep talking.
We have another true story. Must be we're getting true stories all of a sudden. It's called Only the Brave. It actually looks really good. Stars Jeff Bridges. It's a story of the county's best firefighting group. So it in America, one of the greatest firefighting corps. It kind of tells the story about them.
Okay.
So I mean, it looked really good. Let's just say. It kind of reminded me of Mark Wahlberg starred in Deepwater Horizon, which is based off a true story about the guys out on the oil rigger trying to survive after it blew up. So a lot of people are going to like this because if you're fire and rescue, if you're EMTs, it's kind of one of those movies that you want to go and see. I might have had one more later on. I don't remember. But I wanted to bring this up. And I'm going to ask my cousin's husband next time I see him. When we talk about, you talk about making money off disasters. People who fought in the war, I wonder if they go and see those movies based on the war and how they feel.
Oh, I don't know.
So, quickly, because I think we're running out of time.
You're running out of time.
The 27th, I have Jigsaw. It's another Saw movie. Whoop-de-doo.
Jigsaw, yeah. I thought they were done that.
I thought too, but I don't know.
Was like Jigsaw the final act supposed to be done.
Something like that. There were a couple more, but I'm going to skip them. There were nothing great. November the 3rd, we have A Bad Mom's Christmas. First Bad Moms was horrible, but Thor Ragnarok. Can't wait to see that. Couple more trailers debuted.
I love how you bring up Bad Moms first.
On the 6th, you have Pokemon the movie, I Choose You. We'll have to talk about this some other time,
Yep.
but I'm not happy about it. The 10th of November, I have Daddy's Home 2.
Yep, that's what I have. Too.
Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg return, and their fathers, John Sithgrow and Mel Gibson,
Yeah.
star in it, so I can't wait for that. The 17th, we have the Justice League movie.
Yep.
Is it going to be a flop or not? I don't know. I don't think so. I think people are going to see it and enjoy it.
Oh, people are gonna see it. I think enjoy it. I think maybe non-comic book fans are gonna really enjoy it, but I think comic book fans may have a different opinion about it.
It'll be the highest grossing DC movie just because it's a Justice League movie.
Yes.
So, I also have on the 22nd, Olaf's Frozen Adventure comes out.
Yes.
So it's a 22
It's a
minute
little
movie.
spin-off
Yeah,
movie.
it'll play during some other movies in the theaters. It's setting up for next year. Frozen 2 comes out to theaters.
Yep.
So a lot of people are looking forward to this. I also have Death Wish, which stars Bruce Willis. It's a remake of the 1974 Death Wish movie. It's he's a Chicago cop, and he goes after the killers of his wife and daughter.
Right.
Bruce Willis. What else can I say?
Yeah, that's all you need.
In a movie. And I have Molly's Game.
Speaking of Bruce Willis, did you know they're coming out with an actual Christmas book called Die Hard, and I cannot wait.
You have to be a huge Die Hard fan. Last one I have is a true story, Molly's Game. Stars Jessica Chastain, Michael Cera, Idris Elba, Kevin Costner. It's the true story of Olympic skater Molly Bloom, and it tells her story about her running the world's most exclusive poker game in decades. I mean, that's a huge cast right there for a
Yeah.
movie. So what's the budget on that, and is it going to flop?
Who knows?
So-
What other kind of movies come out around that time?
Quickly, I probably went really quick through that. Anything you want to add for November?
Nope, but I want to get back to that Tyler Perry thing.
Yes.
The only good Tyler Perry movie I've actually ever seen is called Alex Cross. It stars him and Matthew Fox. If you ever get a chance, it
Yes,
is a
yes,
really
yes.
good Tyler Perry movie where he had a serious role and he actually showed some really good serious acting.
We had it on our Flicksters account. And
I'm on right now.
And I know you mentioned it, so I haven't watched it.
If you get a chance to watch it, it's a good detective movie.
Okay. So I know we just were told we only have like a minute left.
We are out of time.
So yes, we hope you liked the fall movies. Go out and see as many as you want. Mentioned earlier, on our next show, we know what we're going to do for once.
Yes.
We are finally watched Fast and Furious 8. We finally watched Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And maybe we'll put a little Baywatch in there because it was phenomenal.
It was phenomenal.
So we'll talk about those on the next episodes. As always, thanks for watching this episode of Legends and Nerds. Remember, watch this episode and every other episode on our YouTube and Facebook pages at Legends of the Nerds. Follow us on the Twitter at KrillinMan. And remember, stay nerdy.